Now, the appointment and deployment of commissioners of police across Nigeria have been a subject of intense debates, with concerns over perceived lopsidedness in posting to state commands. Critics argue that the distribution often reflects ethnic, regional, or political biases rather than a balanced federal character as enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution. The principle of federal character outlined in Section 143 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, mandates fair representation of Nigeria's diverse ethnic and regional groups in government appointments to promote national unity. However, reports and experts' analysis suggest that recent posting of top security officials, including police commissioners, may not align with this constitutional requirement. A 2023 study by SBM Intelligence indicated that certain geopolitical zones had disproportionately higher representation in key security agencies, raising concern about equity and trust in the security apparatus. Critics warn that such imbalances could erode public confidence in law enforcement and fuel perception of marginalization amongst underrepresented regions. Joining us to analyze this issue is our Rise News analyst, Dayo, who will provide insight into the implications of this appointment, the necessity of geopolitical balance, and potential reforms to ensure more equitable distribution of security leadership across Nigeria. Wednesday, thank you very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure having you as usual.
Yes, so some will say that part of the bitter aftertaste from the Buhari administration was the lopsidedness we saw that was favored towards the north in terms of security appointments. And that has spilled over into what we're seeing in the Tinubu administration. While some will say that he is predominantly focusing not just on this in the south, but the southwest. Talk to us about the grave implications and the dangers of having these things literally swing.
Lopsided.
Yes, swing, basically.
Yeah, they shouldn't be lopsided.
Yes.
And that's why the federal character maxim was included in the Constitution. But you see, you can't, when you are talking of competence and performance, you can't exclude merit. You can't exclude merit. That was why the federal character issue came in. But you see, there are some instances where after doing the balancing, anyway, the balancing can never end because it's an ongoing situation. It's a work in progress. But after doing the balancing, you see, there are some areas where trust comes in, especially in security. I remember the brilliant response of Buhari when he said almost about 30 security people, almost 20 were from the north. He said security is a matter of trust. He did not mince words with it. Tinubu too has been accused of this. But you see, security again is a matter of trust. But my own personal view, if I must say it, is that I think the federal character issue is outdated. Let us revert to meritocracy. Let's put the right people with the requisite qualification in the right place. So you see that I'm not alarmed by this. You get me? I would rather have a situation where we have meritocracy. Put people who are competent there. For example, with regard to the police IG knows his people who are good in investigations, those who are good in field work, those who are good in legal matters, those who are good in patrolling. He knows them. There's no way he can appoint them that all of them will come from the same geopolitical zone. But you see, I would want a situation whereby they will use competence and merit to appoint people to positions of security first. Then when they see that it is apparently lopsided, then they do some balancing, but never sacrificing meritocracy on the altar of federal character.
All right, Mr. Sobowale, great point.
Yes.
Meritocracy is clearly your preference.
Yes.
And when you refer to former President Buhari saying that security is a matter of trust, let's talk about trust for a moment. Now, how might the perceived regional imbalance in security leadership appointments impact public trust in law enforcement?
You see, the public are not that aware of those protecting them. as you think. It's the media that brings the information to them. Because some people are even not supposed to be seen, get me, or they are to perform. I remember there was a time we wanted to make somebody Inspector General of Police. He had to CID man. They had to go and find a uniform for him to wear on that occasion. So our DSS, we don't know them, but they are the one keeping the political system stable and secure. So merit, I still say it, has something to play. It's a pity. I have to refer to the US. They are dislodging this diversity, inclusion, and equity that the Biden administration practiced, you get me, to protect women and to protect minorities and so on, because they say it is anti-progress. They should revert to meritocracy. That's why they has created the Department of Government Efficiency. I read somewhere as I was coming, even he has asked some companies of foreign countries operating in France who are already practicing that DIE on American soil to stop it. And the French are protesting that it's trying to change European values. So it's an ongoing thing. Our own, we got into this from independence. Under colonialism, we got independence. Then, this North-South balancing. In the past, if I must tell you, you see, the army, you have a preponderance of Northerners in the army. You have preponderance of Igbos in the police, and you have the Yoruba teachers and lawyers. But you see, the 66 school changed all that. The 66 school was predicated on this sort of thing we are talking about. The military came in. In fact, the counter coup against Rossi was predicated on this sort of thing. And there have been many coups trying to balance issues between North-South balance, East-West. So it's work in progress. As long as we are a diverse nation as we are, we will always be trying to balance things pragmatically and fairly, hopefully.
You said that the whole federal character principle, it's a little bit outdated.
In my view.
In your view, yes. So the reason why hence my question, because a lot of people would say that the predilectives of some Nigerians is always skewed towards one particular two people they know, and that's competence and meritocracy is not the sole preserve of one particular tribe or region.
Because on the discipline.
No, because I'm going somewhere now. Because in 1964,
yes,
there was a particular interview that was granted. There was an interview that Sir Ahmadu Bello granted to a foreign journalist, where he insisted and unequivocally said that no matter what happens, when it comes to opportunities, North comes first, regardless of competence or regardless of any other indices being looked at. North will come first. And several people over the years have carried that sentiment, not just Northerners now. We've seen Westerners, we've seen Southwest people, South people always favor this. Hence the federal character. So if we decide to just leave it based on trust and competence, then whoever is in power has the right, because this is looking like an APC thing, because under Obasanjo in this particular republic, well, allow me, under Obasanjo, yes, it was well spread out. Under Yadua, it was well spread out. Under Jonathan, it was well spread out. But right now, we're not seeing a particular trend whereby everyone is saying that they want to keep people close to their chest, people that they can trust. Hence, secluding the general populace from opportunities at the highest level in Nigeria.
What is your question?
So my question is this: if we continue this way,
yes,
are we not disenfranchising and also robbing people of the opportunity, especially if they are competent people that have risen to the ranks where they should get into the next level? Because, for example, you know how it works in the Nigerian army.
Your question?
Okay, have you understood my question?
Of course.
Okay, thank you.
You are saying that, you see, the biases are still there in the leadership.
Heavily.
And I'm telling you, it is work in progress. You can never terminate it. You mentioned what Sardauna said. You get me? May so rest in peace. That was why I was killed. So what are you telling me about? And that's why I went into history to tell you that this is what has been bedeviling the stability of our political system. Right. Because we are a very big nation.
We didn't have all this. It wasn't this glaring.
It was so glaring under Buhari, more than, in fact, if you are talking of this Tinubu administration, even the Southwest people think that it's more with the Southerners, with the Northerners than the Southwest. What are you saying? It's a matter of opinion.
I don't think so.
And that's your view.
All right, Mr. Sobowale, let's talk about the regional tensions that currently exist in our country. How could perceived favoritism in this regard, when it comes to security appointments, exacerbate regional tensions? Do you think
Say that happen? Again.
I'm talking about the regional tensions. How could perceived favoritism in the security appointments heighten the regional tensions that we currently face?
The Federal Character Board is there. That is their job, to see that things are balanced at all levels. But what we are supposed to be discussing here is about the police, because we revert totally into politics. You get me? And I've tried to show you some historical predilections of various ethnic groups with regard to professions. You get me? And how that has led to one coup to the other, lumped with corruption. They have always been the issues. Get me? And as long as we, is it not because of it that we had the Biafra revolt and we had the Civil War? That is our history. You can't ignore it. It's about this imbalance, this strive to have equity. Like I said earlier, I've said it before, I admire the issue of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Which they did it, but you see, it's the way they applied it. Those principles should be what should guide the federal character. You know, we have some sort of saying in our constitution. We have unity in diversity. Yes, it's an ongoing thing. And people will always see it from their perspective because they want to be included all the time.
All right. I want to say thank you very much for your time today.